So, with on wills and trust funds, which one is more appropriate or which one is more applicable involving multinational? And many people have been trying to have contradictions on which they could use or which one would be better for them to execute their goals. And I'll start by defining wills, and then we talk about the trust funds later, and then try to analyze the advantages and then disadvantages of over the other. And in the end, it's you guys that will make a conclusion of which one best applies for your own good, and which one you can literally use to grow, and then moving on. And of course, I'll give my final bid and which one would be better for me, so that maybe I can give a clue of my interest, but that can define your own interest into this. So, wills, I can define a will as a written order, a written command that someone, um, you know, tries to write, and then defining and allocating resources for particular people. And for the wills here, a person literally, the beneficiary takes everything at once. At the moment, maybe let me say, if a will was written that so and so will inherit particular resources or particular assets at a particular period of time, either some people prefer after their own death, or some even when still alive, they just do it. And for those that prefer after their own death, is for confidentiality and then privacy purposes. And now for trust funds literally, these are still is also written order and is executed by court, and maybe the trust body or a company that really issues all these things. So for trust here, certain amounts or assets, but mainly the most commonly use is money. They allocate certain trusts or certain funds that the heir is supposed to receive after a certain period of success, or let me say some parents prefer maybe after attaining particular goals that will be in the interest of the family. Let me say some do it that maybe when the heir tries to develop up a business and try to initiate that idea that they want to come up with a business, they allocate particular money for that will enable this person start a business. And then maybe when the heir tries that maybe at this particular point they will need money maybe to build a house, or to do these other things that they really want. So particular money will be released at that moment or for that particular thing at that occasion. And so the trust body or the trustee ensures that this money is used in the proper way. That maybe let me say, if at all they said in a document or the trust fund document was written that let me say $1,000 will be allocated for this child if at all they try to come up with a business idea, so that money will be released for that purpose, and then going on just like that. So here in our trust fund, money is released in bits, unlike for wills where money or assets are given away in whole. And this one helps someone, like for trust funds, they try to help someone, not develop this kind of entitlement over things that will be coming up, but instead it can, help benefit people, actually very many people, that there is no form of entitlement, but instead you're empowered to do particular things at your own will. And it also tries to stabilize things that when the heir is not interested in particular family business, they can start up their own things. Let me say, many people who have been having several examples of people or wealth families where the heirs are not interested in taking the direction of the family, but they prefer something that's so independent of that. So with trust funds, they try to help up these people that they fund up your areas of interest. Let me say the family is into manufacturing business or into service delivery and what, and then someone really just prefers music, maybe someone prefers filming and then industry like that. So with trust funds, they will just help someone just go into that line that they really need. Unlike for a will it it is a must. You have to, take on what you have been given. And if it's a business, you're going into that direction. You like it or you don't want. So here, I could say that someone who is using trust funds, there's certain way they can, move steps higher than, if at all they don't have interest, or they may have or may not have interest into the family business. And then for wills here, a person has to be interested into the family thing. So literally, people are wise that they choose those particular people that are really interested into that particular form of business. So with all these things, people have been trying to judge which one will be working or which one works best for building multi-generational wealth. So my take on this, I would say that maybe trust funds will be better for developing multi-generational wealth. Why? Because trust funds, they try to, empower someone to start working as early as possible. Let me say, a child doesn't, maybe the heirs don't take on the family business, let me say let me say 13 or at an early age, but instead they are empowered to build their own business, and then they are established and sustained in a way that they try to be buying shares into the family business, and later on, depending on their shares, they can take on the business, and depending on the interest of someone who is developed all the family heads and whatever. So in those particular ways, someone grows up, unlike for wills whereby someone takes everything as a whole. So if at all they make a mistake and they haven't developed well the skills to build a business and whatever, chances are that if they fail, they have failed forever. There is no other backup. So that's in the end, everything is being destroyed, and it all turns down, just like that. So that could be my take, but you can comment down, on which one really works best for you. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.